right. Think back through the years on all of the changes that have been made to our clothes, our cars, even the way we communicate to each other, even the way we raise our kids.
Yeah, it seems like everything changes. And of course, the same can be said for the process of buying a home. Now, if you are in the market, there are a few things that you want to know before you sign that dotted line. So here to tell us more about it is Realtor Rebecca Lewis with Century 21 in Salisbury. Thank you so much for joining us today. Wonderful to have you. Okay, so home buying, it's a really big deal in anybody's life, and things have changed.
They have indeed, especially over the past 3 years. They've changed in regards to financing, but really over the past 20 years, technology has changed. The process may have changed a little bit. If you bought a house before, and if you're a first-time home buyer, this is a whole new experience for you.
Yeah. Okay, so before choosing a house, I think a lot of people have that question, should I even buy a house? You know, should I buy, should I rent? What do you say to people about that?
You have to look at your specific needs. Buying a house is a long-term investment. So if you plan on moving in the next couple of years, that may not be the best choice. You also have to look at your lifestyle. You know, if you don't like doing house maintenance, maybe renting may be a better decision. And you have to look at your financial situation. You know, do you have money to go to closing on a house? Now, there are a lot of great loan programs where you may not need a lot of cash, but you still need to consider that over the long term. And when you buy a home, like I said, it's a long-term investment, you have to plan to stay there probably about 7 years to recoup the cost, and hopefully your home has appreciated over that time. We've seen in the past 10 years that doesn't always happen, but you have to gauge just like anything.
Right. Okay, so buying a home, I know that I am not smart enough to do this on my own. So I need a realtor.
Yes.
Before I find the home, should I find the realtor?
I think so. I think if you have an experienced real estate agent who's familiar with the market in which you want to buy, they can really guide you successfully through the process. You want to make sure that, one, they have the experience where you want to buy.
Right.
They have the time for you. You know, if an agent is too busy, you're going to be lost. You want to make sure they communicate with you effectively. There are people that don't like text messages. Your agent has got to be willing to pick up the phone and call that person. And that's very specific to your needs and your wants, and an agent who's going to listen to you.
Very important. Okay, so I would think that the next step would be to go out and find a house to buy, but you say there's one other step before that.
Not quite yet. You need to get pre-approved for financing. You need to make sure that your credit is good, that you have some cash to close, and your real estate agent can lead you to a lender, or maybe you already know a lender, which is perfectly fine, and that really needs to be your first step. I always use this analogy, and it's kind of silly. You wouldn't go to the store and buy a gallon of milk without $3 to do so. Why would you shop for a home if you don't have the buying power to do so?
Very true.
Wow, when she puts it that way, that really puts a whole new spin on it. Okay, so do I understand there's different kinds of loan types now?
There are tons of different kinds of loan types. In our area, there's 3 loan types that are used traditionally. A conventional loan, which has, now you can get a conventional loan with a 3% down payment, which is remarkable. We usually think of a conventional loan 20% down. Not everybody has that kind of cash. FHA loans are a lower down payment loan. A VA loan, if you've been in our military, you could use your VA benefits, which is a wonderful way to do things, to give back and say thank you. And we live in a rural area, so there are rural housing loans, which are 0% down payment. And if you have a good lender, they can guide you through these loan programs and figure out what's best for you based on the house you want to buy, your income, and the cash you have to close. Also, there's something, and I'm just going to give a small shout out, Maryland Mortgage Program. If your lender is linked to the Maryland Mortgage Program, there are so many more tax benefits, down payment benefits, and it's good to have a good lender who knows these programs.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't do it on your own. And something else you shouldn't do on your own is insurance, and that's a very important part, right?
Correct, because anytime you have a mortgage, you're going to have to carry homeowners insurance, and there are flood zones here on the Delmarva Peninsula, so you have to have flood insurance too. And having a good insurance company that knows the products that you need to cover your home and keep you safe, that's important as well.
Yeah. So ton of good information here. Thank you for sharing it.
No problem.
But I feel like I'm drinking from a fire hose. So you therefore have a seminar that you're going to share all this with us on.
We do. On March 3rd, we have a seminar. We will have our real estate company, Century 21 Harbor Realty. We're going to have a title company. That's something that people never think about, title and going to closing. We're going to have a lender there and an insurance company to talk about the homeowner's insurance, flood insurance, and they're going to talk about financial readiness, like having investment portfolios so that you're ready to buy a home, and ways that you can use your investments so that you may already have to buy a home.
And you know, you think of these homeowners seminars as for new homeowners, and I was just telling you, I haven't bought a home in 24 years. So this would be good for me, right?
Absolutely. We're going to talk not just to first-time home buyers, but people like yourself. Things have changed in 24 years since you bought a house. The process has changed, and we're going to familiarize you with the new way things are done. Also, we're going to talk about if you have a house to sell, how that works when you're going to buy a new house, maybe upgrading or downsizing, whatever your needs may be.
All right.
Perfect.
Rebecca Lewis of Century 21 Harbor Realty. Thank you so much. A lot of information.
Yeah, I told you, fire hose.